you start?
What do you mean? Is that how I start?
You with an awkward, frozen smile?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Got Large Marge and what do you go by, Molnair?
I think it has my full name on there.
Oh, are you Aaron Molnar on YouTube?
I think so.
Where'd you say hi? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, Aaron Molnar.
It's not my name.
What's your name?
Aaron Molnar.
Aaron Molnar. Whoops, bumped the mic. We got Pudgy in here. We got Broadford, Blackball from Toronto. They're talking hockey, which goes straight over my head. Traveling through. What's up, man? We were chatting earlier on YouTube comments. Roger's in here. Summit. Let's see who else. Rick's in here. Rick said, welcome back. Jay Dan. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's in here. Well, not everyone, but we are.
Everyone matters.
I wonder, let us know how everything, how Patrick's up in here. Let us know if anything sounds off. I finally did start to get this built out a little better down here and stuff more organized. Last thing I have to do is make all the new videos, but it's coming together. Got some more lights up. Looks a little better to have guests on in here. So, yeah. Dylan just jumped in. He said no sunburns. Well, I think Molnar's a little crisp on the back.
I'm not burnt.
No?
It's already faded.
My nose, doesn't look like it. Was a little burnt when we were riding. Does it look like it to you without the camera? On the camera, it doesn't.
No, it's because you lotioned as someone recommended.
Cool.
How's your left arm been?
About the same.
I wore shorter shorts than I normally wear, so I do have like a line of burn, like about this thick, right? It's not horrible. It's not peeling, but it's red.
Did you lotion it?
Yeah. You
Show
gave
it
me
off.
Yeah.
Show it to the stream.
Did you
I don't think I could get it up in there.
lotion it some more?
Yeah, I need to see if I have any lotion around here. I'm sure there is something. But yeah, not bad advice. Thanks.
Super chat.
Pudgy Pedal Pusher super chatted $1.99. Might as well see who wants a mustache ride. Lipstick, banana.
Pudgy coming through with the first super chat of the night. Super chat of the night. Traveling through said happy birthday to Large Marge. So yeah, that would have been
Thanks.
a week ago yesterday.
Something like that.
Yeah, the video, Ben's birthday, Large Marge's birthday video came out today, or yesterday too, but the actual birthday was a week before. So yeah. Two-tone Large Marge. Pudgy said, so I asked Brad this, but was Tim and Ben only allowed to have one total beard between the two of them? That's what we said, yeah. I covered the top, you know.
I told Tim, since we were doing the route in reverse, because the last 2 years we just shaved mustaches like Tim. Since we were doing it in reverse, that I did the opposite. Called it the reverse route.
The reverse route, yeah.
But I cleaned up for the stream.
We all appreciate it.
Yeah. And then Aaron said to me a couple days before we left, she was like, are you going to shave before the trip? And I was like, oh, that's an excellent idea. So
I regret my words sometimes.
Traveling through said, can't wait to see the footage. I've gone through my photos. I've barely looked at the video I took yet, but I saw I took like about 300 clips of video on the GoPro. So you shot a lot too between your GoPro and your phone, right?
Yeah. A little bit of everything.
Yeah, so I had the GoPro, the phone, and my R5. I only shot like 140 photos with the R5. And when I say only, it's because like a lot of those are, you know, when I shoot for one photo, there might be 5 photos that I'm not choosing out of those. You know what I mean? Very repetitive, like snap, adjust the settings, snap, 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 snap. So for me, that's actually not a lot, especially for a 5-day trip. I guess I focused way more on video, and I also shot a lot of video with the R5. Not a lot, but a decent amount. So
Did?
yeah, I shot it almost so when it looked like I was taking photos, I was actually, when we were like at places like the restaurants and stuff and the campsites, I shot slow-mo footage with the R5. So that'll go into the video. It looks, the R5 slow-mo is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It looks so cool. I think I was showing you some of it on the back, like when you were stirring the fire and like the sparks were all flying up, stuff like that. So Large Jebediah, as Pudgy called you.
I gotta say, I was getting some looks at the buggy.
Yeah.
Those Amish girls are.
Yeah, we actually, like, we spent the last day, maybe day and a half. Well, I guess when you put it all together, about a day's worth of riding is in true Ohio Amish country, wouldn't you say? Like, you know, where we're getting into the night before we camp for the last night, and then until we get back on the Sippo Trail is all Amish country. But when we were way down on some of the road routes, there were a lot of Amish communities too, which aren't like part of the traditional Amish country, like the almost like touristy Amish country or type stuff. But I think that's been going on for a while, where like the Amish have been spreading out over the state more and more. There's still like a hardcore center around Berlin and Millersburg and Sugar Creek, but it sure seemed like I was surprised to see as many Amish as we did, like in other, you know, what would that be, like north of, or when we left Indian Lake, what area? I could pull up the map, but
Yeah. You gotta over exaggerate when you're looking at the TV.
yeah. Yeah, so this is our day one, starting in Cincinnati. So Yonda drove us down to Cincinnati in his truck, which was awesome. So 66 miles, 5:47 of moving time, almost 2,000 feet. My moving time might not be totally accurate, though, because I have auto pause turned off. Whoops. Do I have this set? Why is this zooming like crazy? It's zooming 3 times every time I touch it. I think this happened before. And how did I stop that from happening? Oh, there we go. Just using the plus. Was that Brad?
No.
No, Micah.
Yeah, so day one, we actually followed pretty much the traditional Ohio to Erie Trail. Where is this thing doing? Why is it doing that?
Ooh.
If I move the scroll wheel once, it goes 3 times. I don't know why that's doing that, but yeah. So, should we tell the story of what happened leaving Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Of course.
So, Yonda dropped us off under this bridge here, so we could get ready. It was drizzling. Would you say?
Misting even.
Misting, yeah, not much of a big deal. So we rode. This is all park here, as you could kind of see, along the Ohio River. Is this where it gets a little sketchy, or is that still? Yeah, that's the neighbor, because we crossed through that park. Yeah, so along this road, it's not quite so fun. There is a little bit of a bike lane, except underneath one of the bridges. Yeah, right. We go through another little park for a little bit, and then
It's there.
right here.
I think so.
Yeah.
So we get to this point, and I'm kind of like happy because it's drizzling, but I'm not really that wet. Like, I brought 2 wind jackets. One that I'm like, I could get this one wet, then I'll have a dry one in case it's dry the next day, and I'll have a dry one. And my new shoes were like keeping my feet dry. I was impressed by that. So we're waiting to cross this road here, and we're standing there, and there's all of a sudden this truck comes flying by and just goes right through this giant puddle. I was kind of looking down, and I looked up, and it just looked like a brown wave, right?
It was like, 15 feet high.
Yeah, it's like,
It was like you were on our water ride at the amusement park.
yeah, it was like is that Thunder Canyon at Cedar Point?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but it's like one of those tube rides where you're sitting in a circle with like 6 people and you go under the waterfall.
Yeah.
It was just like, and then before you could even react, the second tire hits and a second wave comes. And I'm standing kind of sideways, so it just drenched the one side of me. I don't know how, did it hit, were you guys all kind of sideways?
I was pretty front facing.
Oh, so you got a full,
Yeah.
like, frontal exposure. So I remember looking at Brad, and he wasn't moving. He was just like I should put us back on full screen. But yeah, he was just literally standing there like stunned. And it's like you're trying to process what just happened because we hadn't gotten that wet yet. It's like it's drizzling, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. We're not getting soaked, you know. And then I feel it going in my sock, into my shoe. So my dry feet that I was so proud of with my fancy new sneakers were now the one was wet. And so that was kind of a horrible start. And leaving Cincinnati just gets more and more stressful. So is this the big downhill where it just starts to be so uncomfortable? Like, yeah, you kind
It's all potholy and
yeah. You go kind of through a little like bit of an industrial section maybe here, which isn't too bad.
Can you put a satellite on? Yeah.
Oh yeah, well there you go.
Yeah, you go by the airport and then
Yeah.
it gets.
Yeah, you make that turn and you have to drop through these neighborhoods, right? And this is kind of downhill. And you're picking up speed, but then it started raining a little more. Not a soaking rain yet, but then we were really kind of getting damp, right?
And just moving faster, you're throwing up more water. And
Yeah, kicking it up
Getting
off each
wetter.
other's wheels. You jump on the path here, which is like such a relief after this like kind of stressful section. There's just, as you could see, they have no other way to route you out of town. That's it. Like that's the only way to get out of Cincinnati to get towards the trail. So it's like so comfortable when you get on here. The thing that happened is like when we were on here, the skies just kind of opened up, and then that wave that we got hit by became just a distant memory as everything was soaked. I think we all ended up pretty impressed with how well you had your panniers were waterproof or the roll tops, so they should stay dry.
yeah.
Your Zeitgeist stayed dry. Did your roll top, how do you pronounce that?
Elam Bagworks.
Elam Bagworks?
I don't actually know how to
Yeah,
pronounce
your basket bag.
Yeah.
Did that keep everything dry?
it. Mostly a little bit of water got in. Certainly could have been much worse. And I don't know whether it soaked through the sides or it soaked through the bottom from spray from the front tire. I'm not sure. But nothing was catastrophic. I mean, given how wet we got and that, like, the volume of water from that puddle, I was really impressed with how dry everything was.
Yeah. And like I said, I ran the 2 Zeitgeist bag setup, and there was some dampness in there, and I had wrapped most of my important clothing and my sleeping stuff into grocery store bags. And I think you did that a little bit, Ziploc bags and stuff.
I used Ziplocs, yeah.
Yeah, Ziplocs are better. But yeah, nothing got real wet. I mean, we got real wet. We were saturated. And I was also at the point where it's like, don't even think about the stuff because what good's it going to do you? But it rained for what, 4 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Like it might let up a couple times and you started to feel a little bit better about it. And then it just, let's see, where would that be? So when we stopped to eat. Oh, it doesn't pull it up when you click on it? I thought it did. Yeah, but pretty much 4 hours of driving rain, sometimes really, really hard. It actually it stopped at about the perfect point though. And did the sun actually come out or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sun came out and by the time we ate dinner, we had pretty much dried off. I mean, except for, stuff like your waistband and all that. And we had broken off, so we rode the trail all the way to here. This is Oregania Road, right? Oregania Town. And then we went to this place. Let's see what it looks like on the satellite. So this is a Renaissance fairgrounds. I wish I had photos of it. I have video of it, and I know Large has a lot of video of it too, which would be awesome to show. But these are like where you could see our bike route. These are all like fake medieval streets, and there was no fair going on. So the only thing going on is where we stopped, which was we saw it before we left, and it's like the only place on the way to the campground, like a barbecue joint. And they had a white blues cover band.
I don't even know what it was.
And where the crowd was coming from, were they coming? Because people must have been like camping there long term or something, right? Like in trailers, like RVs and stuff.
Maybe a couple of people, but they definitely got, like, they drew a crowd, and then motorcycles are rolling up, and it was just, this empty Renaissance fair with a barbecue place that was running and then a bar next to it.
Yeah, a little bar and with some decent beer. I should adjust this. Got center us. There we go.
But Funny Brad was not into it.
The music, Funny Brad cannot turn off that music. It was driving him completely insane. I thought the scene was so ridiculous that I enjoy it. You know?
He wants to have his birthday there.
Yeah.
I said no. Funny Brad. Didn't Funny Brad say he'd take you?
No, I think he's not into it at all.
Somebody said they'd take you.
I think I have one photo, but it doesn't actually. It's just of you guys there. It doesn't show what it looks like. Yeah. Yeah. This is at that place, which was out, like kind of an outdoor, covered outdoor area. Food wasn't bad. It was just barbecue. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah,
like
it was fine.
it wasn't like award winning. Beers were decent. Got a couple decent beers. Then got to go beers for the campfire.
You got some questions there in the chat.
What do we got?
Had a few going back.
Oh, they're making fun of the way I say Amish.
Yes, they are.
Traveling through said the campsites look dope. Yeah, so the first night was Cedar Creek, which is a cool spot, which was where we got to right after dinner here. Amish ladies scoping the tan lines. Oh, you're making fun of me in the chat. They're not making fun of me in the chat.
Amish.
So much Amish talk. Jay Dandy said he has to catch up on the tour 10, stage 10 highlights. I actually watched that live this morning. Rick asked how tired, sore we all are. So when we were stopping the last couple days and I would start to walk, like my feet and my legs were hurting to walk. I felt better on the bike. I got up today feeling like very heavy legged, but not sore. So for me, it's tired. There's a level of kind of exhaustion, and I could tell my legs are tight. I had no intention to ride today. But what about you guys?
Last night when I got home, I was completely drained. This morning I woke up and on my way to work, I felt like about as good as I have in the last year. And then on my way home from work, I felt horrible. Still a little beat.
I was exhausted. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to get out of bed. My quads are tight, but I wouldn't say sore. I mean, that thing's really sore. It's just not pleased with me.
Yesterday, I was definitely sore in the saddle. Like, I was, like, trying to move my position around and stuff like that. I felt, I was sore riding, but I don't feel sore, like, sitting here right now, you know. And I went for a couple walks today, and I didn't feel sore. But my hands, like, if I would get on my bike right now, I know this hand, which I have this weird habit. I think it's from my Peugeot with the, like, super aggressive. And the way the levers are, you can't really ride on the hoods, of riding with one hand in the drops and one hand on the hoods. And I still do that sometimes, and I must revert to that when I'm not paying attention. So this hand actually ends up sore because it must be supporting my weight more. I know Funny Brad's hands were very sore. They looked beat up. So, what did Summit Perry say? He's like, you got to switch off once in a while or something. Obsolescence says, gross brown water. That sounds like Cedar Point.
Rick asked if we were wearing cotton.
I didn't wear much cotton. I brought cotton t-shirts to sleep in because I like to sleep in cotton t-shirts, and I think I left one on that we had that one cooler day. We had a ride day that was not humid or hot. Was that Friday? Yeah, Friday. Was not humid or hot. Did you wear any cotton?
I wore about half and half because, well, knowing that it was going to be milder temperatures this year, I packed a couple of cotton t-shirts, but for the hot days I wore wool.
Your tanks are cotton, right?
Yeah, I wore that one chrome wool tank. I actually like the cotton better.
Really?
Yeah, it was really hot the day I wore the wool, and it was steamy in there. But
Yeah, I wore a lot of button down, like old button downs that I just think are light. That's the kind of stuff I used to wear on the farm, and that stuff dries out like synthetic jerseys, you know. And then I think, like I have on screen, Brad was wearing, I think he wore all wool t-shirts, wool socks.
Funny Brad.
Funny Brad. Did Aaron take the cats?
I did not take the cats.
How we got two, they asked at the same time. That's awesome.
And wouldn't let me. They did not. I think that they were a bit traumatized by my prolonged absence.
Yeah.
I had to spend about an hour cleaning up cat diarrhea when I got home last night.
Traveling through, I think he's asking about the chrome shoes, which are the Kursks, I believe. I actually really, really like them. Their sizing is really weird, which is problematic. You grabbing a beer? No? Yes. That would sounded like a question, but
It sounded like a question.
yeah, I really liked them. Their sizing is weird. They say to order a half size down. I ordered a full size down. My only problem is I have weird shaped feet, and they were getting pressed into the front, and the shoes, they're actually built so well that they don't break in like Vans old schools do. Maybe they will eventually, but they'll take longer to. So my toes were a little sore, but I can't blame the shoes for that because I have really, my, whatever you call your second toe, your middle toe, if it would be related to your middle finger, is longer than my big. It's longer than my big toe, and that just causes me problems. It always has with running and everything else. I think in general, though, I really liked them. They're made as commuters, and so if you were commuting in light rain, they would keep your feet dry, which I find super impressive. They didn't feel overly hot either. A little warmer than the Vans, but good. Yeah, Large actually rode in flat pedals, and he's a clipless guy. I know we talked about it a little bit, but what did you end up thinking about riding like the tour and flat pedals? Is it worth it, or would it have been worth it to ride with your clips and bring extra, your clipless pedals and bring extra shoes? Or
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely like the clipless better, but for a tour like that, it was nice to have the regular shoes on for like when we dipped into the gas station or to eat or whatever, restaurants. It was nice to not be clopping around, and then at the campsites too, because the last 2 years just wore my clipless shoes and didn't bring extra pair of shoes, trying to save a little room. But yeah, I definitely miss my being clipped in a little bit, but it was nice to be able to move my feet around kind of on those longer days.
yeah, I was wondering that about clipless, because one of the reasons I'm like I've talked about this and with Lanky's videos about his shoes and stuff. One of the reasons clipless does intrigue me is I like the idea of just having a foot position, like on shorter rides or like faster rides. Like my foot, I feel moves around too much and it's bad for my legs. And not while I'm pedaling, just in general. When I start pedaling up, I don't always land in the same spot, and it takes me a while to adjust. On a long flat thing, you get it all nailed in or whatever. But what was my point with that? Oh, yeah. So on a long route, as someone who rides clipless, is it nice to be able to? Because I find I intentionally move my foot position on super long days, and plus pushing the heavier bike also, because it's almost like you're always climbing. Did you like that, or?
It's nice to do every here and there. Like, I found that I still stayed in the same spot pretty much anyways. But, yeah, just having I think with the clipless pedals, I noticed the last 2 years, there were a couple of little, like, hot spots too. Just having the smaller pedal and the clipless shoes, like, my pinky toe would like start to go numb. Not even that my shoes are tight, but just how my foot set on the pedal. Yeah, with the flats, that didn't really happen at all.
Yeah, with the chromes and the shoes being a little like tighter and more stiff, I know I was happier to get them off at the end of the day. But they're the ones I was wearing are not intended to be endurance shoes. You know what I mean? They're commuter shoes. But I still liked them. I was still glad I was wearing them. I like the stiffness of them and all that, and they're very grippy and stuff like that. You rode the chrome slip-ons, right?
Yeah, they're an old version. I forget what they're called.
And then did you have Blade Runners on your bike?
Yeah, Deity Blade Runners.
So we were running, same pedal. Well, I was running one of the same pedals because I broke my other Deity. So Yonda could not believe that I was running two different pedals. He was like, but the stack height's different. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're right.
I really like those chrome shoes I have. I'm disappointed that they changed them.
Do you have the new version too?
No, because the other thing I'm disappointed by, maybe I wouldn't mind them, but they don't make them small enough for me anymore.
Dylan said he has 2 pairs of chromes in different sizes for thin summer socks and thick winter socks. Nice. Yeah, so he said spare shoes take up such room. I think you posted this in the Discord. What are the ones you brought to Dundee and when we went camping at your parents? You have those like.
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of like really small, almost slipper type
They're
things,
like
right?
kind of water shoe looking things. I got them on Amazon just to try out, but yeah, they pack up like flat, so they don't take up really any room, and they're not big or heavy or anything. So they were nice to. That'd be another option, to ride clipless and then have those for camp.
Something to walk around in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny brings flip-flops, which if you strap to the outside of a bag, doesn't take up much space. Putting on a real show here, huh?
I have shorts on. This stool is not the most comfortable seat on the planet.
Like,
You gotta push it up back here for
There's
the gas.
yeah, there's a pillow. All right.
Oh, a pillow. Look at the pillow.
Do the chromes have a super hard bottom? They have a super stiff section, but then they have like gel in the heel, and the rubber is grippy but soft. So a mixture. They're hard where they should be. They're made for cycling, and it's so noticeable over my Vans, is what I would say. Rick said, was I able to inflate my sleeping pad? I never used that. Funny Brad did. So Rick has the same kind of thing where it has that inflatable bag that you kind of fill with air and squeeze into the sleeping pad. I just blew it up with my mouth every night. Even while that one guy, even though the one redneck who was talking to us with the AK-47 hat that said, come and take it from me, while we were trying to set up camp was there, I was still like, yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah, Michigan, we want to ride there.
Yeah.
So
Patrick, I ride in mountain bike shoes. And traveling through, it said he just brings one pair of shoes. Do you ride flats or do you clip in?
Yeah, I think he's. I'm trying to picture from his videos. I think he rides clipless. Now I can't remember. I just watched traveling through. I just watched your Indiana video this morning while I was eating breakfast. But
I wore these for the trip. They're chrome.
oh, are those
Higher.
which
Chrome
ones?
work boots.
Oh,
which
work
I thought
boots.
might get a little hot, but they were fine.
Were they fine?
Especially the first couple of days being colder and rainy. Rainy on the first day.
Oh, Dylan makes a good point. He said, I think he's talking about your like water shoe looking things. He said they pack up well, but the point of bringing extra shoes is to look and feel normal.
Yeah.
To a point. So if we're like going to your parents' house to camp or like out to the country like Dundee, then they make total sense. Ohio to Erie is right. If you want to just, we go to a lot of breweries. Like this is our vacation. We're not trying to do a Lale Wilcox, Lachlan Morton thing here. So we're still looking for good places to stop, and we're looking to hang out, during the day. So, yeah, that's why just switching out to flats and wearing normal shoes might be the right choice, I would guess, right?
I think I'm gonna go sandals, like my boo Lachlan.
Because you saw, we would be at a restaurant and I would take my shoes off. Like,
I take my shoes off wherever I go.
yeah, well, you're wearing slip-ons too, and you weren't wearing socks, were you?
No, I was wearing little.
Oh, those
no-shows.
little, yeah. I split between wearing like the nicer Rafa socks and some of my cheaper but still decent socks, low cut ones. But
Do you want me to do that?
Sure.
What do you want?
Dealer's choice.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
No pressure.
Blackball said he's been wearing chrome Kursk for years. He said the build quality ain't what they used to be. This is my first pair, so I'll have to see how they go. You need some shoe glue to fix the sole that will fall apart. Yeah, so all the reviews on the Chrome site say they're built like a tank, but those could be old reviews. So, with the amount of alcohol, Tim's sleeping bag could go in flames like the Hindenburg. I had beers like at dinner, and I had a couple beers around the fire, but besides the last night, didn't really drink that much.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get away with drinking beers when you're riding that many miles a day and pushing a loaded bike, because you're going to burn them off, and we're spacing them out. So, traveling through is flats. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just pretty beat by the end of the day. Every day to like drink more than one or two beers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What is that? That's a cool can.
Roke Brewing Betito milkshake style IPA.
See if see if my camera's focusing tonight. Oh yeah.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah, I do. It's noticeable to ride actual bike shoes. I mean, I've only worn Vans since high school, so I'm really comfortable in them. And even wearing my Vans again today, I'm like, oh, these are comfortable shoes to walk around in. But Chrome makes bike shoes, and it's noticeable, that they are bike shoes. So, losing my autofocus here. Let's see if we can get it back. Why not? Oh, that drives me crazy. It's focused behind us. Oh, Aaron looks in focus. There we go.
It's focusing on the
As
turd.
it should be. I'm behind the pink chat thing though.
Focusing on the turd, Rick.
Yeah, well,
It's fine. I can be behind the pink chat.
I don't like it. Can you just... I think it's when you went to get that pillow.
I know. I've been behind it almost the whole time.
Let's see. Patrick said he likes to ride in mountain bike shoes and don't mind walking around a bit in them. Luna sandals for off-bike around camp. Yeah. Yeah, and it also seems like a lot of the mountain bike shoes now, even some of the road shoes, even like Hughes that still look like road shoes, or are they mountain shoes but they still look like road shoes, are better to walk around in, right? Aren't they kind of
Just a thicker tread on them, I think.
around the actual like clip where you're clipped in?
So they're not like clomping on the pavement or anything.
It's annoying that cages were called clips because the terminology is so messed up. Because when you say clipless, everyone in this chat for the most part gets it. But we're also in top chat. We need to switch this over to live chat. I hate when that happens. Oh, Dylan said I thought, wasn't Pudgy talking about those two? The Adidas clipless shoes. They look like Sambas. Didn't Nike make shoes back in the day? I think we were talking about that a couple times. Probably in the Armstrong, Greg LeMond era.
I was looking at those on eBay not that long ago. I think they're called Echelons, Nike Echelons. But they did jerseys and shoes, cycling stuff.
Yeah, back when like the tour got all like Coca-Cola and the French were horrified because it got all Americanized. But it was the tour that was taking the money, you know. The French didn't like it, but the organizers did.
We're still on day one.
Yeah, let's.
How long are we gonna be here tonight?
We don't have to. Yeah, we broke off the trail. There was a little detour, but then we camp here at Cedar Creek, which me and Large went and got a great swim in over at the.
Took a swim, a lot of raccoons.
Yeah. Can we really blast through the raccoon thing? I think we kind of. So, we set up camp and like there's camp hosts. They're like people are camping there. I'm like, I don't know how it works. Like I was joking, the state probably gives them like a 10% discount on their whole summer of camping or whatever. But I hope it's free for them. I have no
I like
idea.
to be in charge.
Yeah. But they walk up and they're like, "Are you guys aware of our raccoon issue here?" And we're like, "Well, we stayed here last year and there was definitely a raccoon problem, but we thought it was just because the campground just reopened up." And they're like, "No, it's this spot with the woods. Like, there's a lot of raccoons. Like, they'll rip up your tent. They'll rip up your bags if there's food in there." And so I'm like, "Well, so people probably put all their stuff in their car, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, that's a problem. We're on bikes. We don't have a car." And they're like, "Yeah, that is a problem," and kind of walk away, right?
Yeah.
Like there was really no other. We
They
made
were,
some
they
more.
were stumped.
Yeah, we made a little more small talk, but they didn't give us any kind of solution, right? So we're starting to freak out.
Because we have all of our food at this point.
Yeah, this is the first night, so our bikes have.
Some of us brought a lot of food.
Yeah. I didn't bring a ton of food because I knew we'd be stopping for lunches and dinners when we could. And there's gas stations. We're not backpacking in the wilderness, but yeah, I have all my Cliff bars and figs and whatever we have like food. We ended up taking one of your Ortlieb panniers, and using some extra tent cordage.
I bought like a little spool. I think it was 50 feet, maybe. Does that seem about right? Of like extra cord in case it was like super rainy to like string up a little tarp blanket type thing above my tent. But yeah, just took that and threw it up over a big tree branch to pull all our food up, except for Brad's, because he was like,
Where was it?
he
In the
was
shower?
bath- yeah, taking
Yeah.
a shower. So we all packed our food up into my one pannier bag, and it was completely full, and it was super heavy, like to where I thought this cord was just gonna snap. So Brad gets back, and we had figured out our situation, but told him he needed to, get a bag together and figure something out. So he was freaking out, and then his solution is he had all his stuff in a plastic bag, and he was gonna hang it on the back of a stall door in the bathroom.
Yeah. And we're like, that's not going to work.
Not yet.
Yeah, all of his food. But he ended up going, like, 2 or 3 campsites over is where we stayed last year. And Columbus Brad,
Flavortown Brad,
had strung a rope up there, and then we couldn't get it down, or I forget. there was still a rope there from last year, so nobody was camping there that night, so we hung his stuff up there.
But so as it got dark and our fire was going, and we looked around with our bike lights, they were coming out of the woods while we were still up talking, sitting at the fire, like the raccoons. Yeah, and so we were like shining the lights on them, like throwing sticks at them to get them to run away. Like they were like already like on us, like at like what 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Even before it got dark, like dusk-wise.
Yeah. So we were like paranoid about like our bags smelling like the food. Like we all got like new nice bags, so we don't want to like.
And tents. I was worried about my tent.
Yeah.
Not so much about my bags, but.
Did you see Rick's comment? Ortlieb is now branding their panniers as raccoon proof. Is that true?
Or is that a joke?
So.
Oh,
They
traveling
should.
through said he's like, I've had raccoons open his Ortliebs and take all his stuff. Yeah,
my other bags I actually rolled up and then clipped to the picnic table just so they wouldn't drag them away.
Yeah, we like locked everything so nothing could be moved. Yeah, we had no problems. I got out, like you do, and maybe 2 a.m. to take a leak. I shined my light around and didn't see anything, but Lard said he heard them all scurry when I got out of the tent. So at least they were scurrying at that point, because at night it was like they were like, "We're not afraid of you guys. We're coming for your stuff."
Yep.
So
It was a relief to wake up and not
Alive.
find. Yes.
alive.
Alive. Phew, okay, moving on to day 2.
Day 2. Oh, well, first there was a sunset.
Oh,
swim.
right. Yada, yada, yada. Sunset swim.
Do we need to show this photo? Sunset swim. Nobody else came. It was just me and gross. Me and Large went out for a dip after the long day. Well, I think Brad was going to get in the shower and.
I was trying to start that.
Oh, fire from the damp
We
wood.
didn't talk about the wood.
Yeah, it had been raining all day.
We can talk about that at any campsite,
Yeah,
though.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, we don't even need to. So day 2 was
That
where
was
we
a
hit.
long day.
Yeah, 90 miles, 1,500 feet, so not crazy climbing. It's showing my moving time is 7:42. So yeah, from here we had done some covered. So we took a route, some country roads back to the trail, which were pretty. What is this, Springfield?
Xenia.
Yeah, went through Xenia, which, God, stupid zooming. Why is it on Dayton now? Yeah, went through Xenia. We didn't really stop. We've stopped there a bunch of times, so we kind of just rolled through. Is that Yellow Springs?
Yep.
Yeah, Yellow Springs, we had lunch at a brewery, which was weird. Lunch was really good, but the brewery had none of their own beer.
Maybe it's just too soon. Maybe they sell out of it real fast. I feel like you're being a little judgy about this.
They've been open since 2018.
It was a brewery that didn't have their own beer when we went, at least.
Yeah.
They had all the equipment and stuff.
Yeah, there was
I don't know if maybe I don't know. It was good.
There were
Yeah.
tacos there. They were excellent.
They had a separate entity running the kitchen, Miguel's, and it was Mexican food. They used to be a food truck. Of course, we looked it all up and read all about it. And by we, I mean I learned everything you could possibly know about this place. So, yeah,
Except why they don't have their own beer.
yeah, I tried. So then we rolled through Springfield, which we spent time in last year. Which last year I thought was a cool city, but it just didn't line up with our timing this year's. And then heading out of Springfield was all new to us. That's where this was still the Buck Creek Trail for a bit, but then it becomes the Simon Kenton Trail, which Pudgy knows. Oh, so right here is kind of where it was all new, right? Heading over the freeways. Yeah, all nice chipping. It was paved for a while, then it was like chip and seal.
I don't remember this part at all.
This is all rolling farmland. It was pretty. It wasn't like
I'm not even making a joke.
you don't remember that at all.
No.
Oh,
What's that? Oh, that's
so this is Urbana. You
Right.
guys chilled at this little depot for cyclists. They had like, oh look, I didn't turn off Strava. They had like what? It was a little coffee shop, and they had restrooms, and you could fill your water bottles. I had never been to Urbana, so I just wanted to see it. So I went for a little cruise down the main street, got some water. Back on the trail, right? I don't remember that airport at all. Yeah, this looks like flat and straight, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that boring. It was like pretty. It was like pretty country. Like it was hilly out here
Yeah, it was
and
nice.
stuff. Yeah, so we were enjoying. Except we had a headwind the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the worst headwind, but it was a noticeable headwind.
On a 90-mile day with
Yeah, 90-mile
loaded,
day. Not a 90-mile day with loaded
it was
bikes.
more than enough headwind.
Yeah. It was headwind you didn't want. So, oh, we stopped for dinner then, right? In Bell Fountain, which is another place we had never been to, and we had a good dinner. We had a weird part here where the trail actually ends. Let's see if it shows it on the map. Right here. The trail ends, but
Oh, we had a explore.
yeah, our route led us through here, but if you look, you could see how right here it's still paved. This was just like, it's not finished. It's whatever rail line it used to be, rail trail
Yeah,
used
like
to be, and you're just going through the woods.
just a little footpath.
And I would have enjoyed it, but all of a sudden I got weirdly lightheaded. Traveling through when I was watching your video today, so traveling through had a bad stomach in Indiana and got sick and threw up on the side of the road a couple of times.
Sounds awful.
When it first started to hit me, like right going through these woods, I thought I was having food poisoning, and I was really worried because I'm like, that would just sap you and I wouldn't be able to go on. There's nothing you could do about that, but it wasn't. I got really lightheaded, and by the time we got to the restaurant, I was like super afraid that I was like sick. But then after like eating some salty food and drinking beer and a lot of water, I was fine. And funny, Brad thought it might have been an electrolyte issue, like a salt issue, which...
I think I'm the one who originally said that, but I think. Brad
Okay,
thinks
so
that-
Aaron thought it was a electrolyte issue.
might be possible that somebody doesn't always listen when I speak.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, I felt better when we left, and it was like such a relief. It was scary to not feel well, but then we were all country roads right through here, which were chill and pretty.
We all left good tips, and then we hit the south side of Indian Lake.
Oh yeah, we got a story about Indian Lake too.
Oh, where we almost went to jail.
Getting
That's an exaggeration.
yeah, getting into Indian Lake. Oh, we stopped for beer, right? To grab beers.
You're
Further
out
down.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
Before we head back.
So this
north.
was kind of cool because I didn't realize there's this giant lake and state park right here, which zoom out to give an idea. It's the dammed up Great Miami River, I believe. Of course they named it Indian Lake. It's not even a real lake. So we're calling it Crisscross Applesauce Lake. Yeah, we stopped so it was a little sketchy through there, but then this was bike path along the, I posted a couple Instagram photos and it was really pretty. Is this, oh, okay. So right here, the reason there's a big curve in our path is because there was a snow fence put up that said, what, do not enter?
Like path closed or road closed or something.
No trespassing.
Authorized personnel only,
Yeah,
maybe.
no trespassing.
They had it strung like all the way from the lake up to the road.
Yeah, the whole way through here.
We just went around it, and as soon as we get around it, back onto the bike path, there are these big, like a bunch of pallets lined up like down the bike path, like covered in black tarps. And I don't know, we get maybe 20 feet down the trail, and I look up and there's a cop car sitting there. I thought he was just running like a speedometer on, that street there.
Yeah.
Being like July 4th or whatever, trying to find people speeding through. But, yeah, so I was like, we could turn around or go back out to the road, but just go.
Yeah.
We're already on the path, so we ended up going, and of course we get closer to him. He gets out of his car and like telling us to stop, and we stop, and the first thing he says is, "I'm not trying to be rude, but was there a sign back there?" And kind of paused for a minute. He's like, "Because there was a sign back there. I'm just making sure there's still a sign there." And I was like, "Yeah, we just went around it." And then the look on his face was like, "You guys are fucking idiots." And I was like, "Well, we were just trying to stay
Which
off
we are.
the road, which it was like fairly busy, like cars flying through there, and
You can see there's no shoulder.
it's-
Yeah.
yeah, the day before, July 3rd, right?
Yeah.
So people are having a good time, drinking and driving, probably. So as soon as I said that, like trying to stay off the road, he was like, "Yeah," so I like kind of a little more understanding, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm here and making sure nobody's walking through with a cigarette." Apparently, all the pallets like lined up down the trail were like $100,000.
He told, yeah, he
worth
said-
of fireworks.
Funny, Brad said he said there's $100,000 worth of fireworks here.
Yeah. So, yeah, it ended up being fine, but that look on his face when he asked if there is still a sign, like, "Yeah, we just went around."
Yeah, we just went around it. So yeah, we rode it. Then a little more bike path, but then it became just like a road that sucked. And then we got to the campground, and it was just people celebrating 4th of July. It was noisy. There was music. There were fireworks going off in the country behind us. But we were kind of lucky. I think so.
I agree.
We didn't think so at the time when we booked it, but we ended up at the overflow area with no electricity. So you could see there's only like 4 campsites. Our neighbors turned out to be totally cool. Like, "Hey, we have a generator if you want to charge anything." The next day they were like, "We have a boat. We're going to drink beer. If you guys want to, we got a truck. We'll just drive you home. You don't need to ride your bikes." All stuff that we were like, "That's great." And we told them like, we had to book this for 2 nights. We're not staying. So use up our space if you want to, grab the picnic table, all that. So it turned out to be like, we were actually happy that we were way out here. As you could see, there's woods right behind us, even though we could hear music coming through here. Everything kind of shut off at midnight, surprisingly. But if you guys have been to campgrounds like this or on the holidays, like people are riding around in like colored golf carts and LED lit golf carts with speakers on them. It really wasn't our scene. We ended up, like I said, we ended up kind of lucky. We were like in the outskirts of the campsite with really cool neighbors, and we were also on the edge, so we had no one on the other side of us. And this was a little hill, so you kind of looked down on the rest of it too. And this was the bathroom without a walking path, so we had a line to the bathroom, straight line, without having people cross through where we were all the time. So yeah, let's see what some of the other, want to jump into the conversation a little bit. This might be this might have to be like when I do a bike build, like a month-long series. I'm kidding, Faye. Let's see. Where did we last see? Oh, yeah. The raccoons. Raccoons don't use a bow.
I'll take the raccoons over snakes.
Yeah, you hate snakes.
I do. I hate them with a burning passion.
Xenia is one big bicycle path intersection. So much to ride out there. Yeah, traveling through. We've come into Xenia and left Xenia now a couple different ways, right? Because the original Howdy area, and someone else asked, and I'll see it. Someone new, but I'm scrolled up from your name. This is not the actual Ohio to Erie Trail that we took. We started on Ohio to Erie, and then at Xenia when we kept right. Yeah, at Xenia when we kept going north, we were no longer on the official Ohio to Erie Trail. The last day, we reconnected in Mount Vernon. So
It was the better version of Ohio to Erie.
yeah, I like this version better. The first year we did pretty much the straight Ohio to Erie, but starting here, not the Cleveland leg, because we ride that all the time. It's something we could do whenever we want. And then we had the added logistics of having to get our cars to Cleveland and home sometimes. So just leaving from here. Last year we skipped some stuff in Columbus. We shot out to Xenia with some country roads and the Buck Creek Trail, which was nice. And then this year we changed it up entirely by doing this route up to Indian Lake. So, yeah. Chip and seal. That's the right term, Rick, that I was looking for earlier. Dimitri asked if it was rail trail. Yeah, the whole Ohio to Erie, if you do it officially, is a combination between canal tow paths and rail trails. Coming out of Cincinnati, when you're on the Great Miami, that's an old tow path, but then there's a lot of rail trail. It's a mix of those two. A little bit of country roads, even on the official Ohio to Erie. Keith's up in here. What's up, Keith? Keith said hi to Aaron.
Hi, Keith.
Let's see if there's any other questions in here. Oh, Rusty asked if it was the actual route. Yeah, the actual route does go through Columbus. The last 2 years we stayed with Flavortown Brad.
And it's awful.
Yeah. Well, Westerville is awful. And then right outside of the other side of Columbus is awful. Through, like, once you get into Columbus and you leave on the Olentangy and stuff like that, it's actually
Yeah, it's
kind
just overshadowed by the awfulness of Westerville.
We've got lost every time in Westerville.
I mean, it's not just that it's awful because it's just awful riding, but it's that the signage isn't clear enough
Yeah.
to direct you properly. So getting lost and then having to be on awful roads is doubly awful.
Yeah, so the Ohio to Erie is marked so well. Like in Amish country, even like when we're on our way back, you don't even have to look at your GPS. You don't have to look at a head unit. You don't have to look at your phone. Like, long as you pay a little bit of attention, not all the signs aren't always perfectly placed, but there is one for every intersection. You know, it's a very well marked trail, and then all of a sudden in Westerville, it just goes to hell. Traveling through was saying he thinks he froze his filter, and so he got some bad water in his. That's why he thinks he got sick. Oh, Rusty said he used to go to. So Rusty's in Arizona. Said he used to go to Indian Lake all the time. He grew up near Marysville. Bellefonte, Springfield, Marion. Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Dylan said Westerville is awful.
Oh, so if Dylan's saying it, then it's not just us. I mean, he lives near there.
No, we're talking about three highly intelligent people who are
You
very
always say that.
capable of reading a map.
Yeah.
With last year, I had a GPS and everything, and still.
Yeah, we had it, and we studied it because the year before we knew how
Yeah.
frustrating it was, so we were prepared for it, and we still got messed up. This year we didn't even go to Columbus. But
You hear that, Ohio to Erie Trail?
yeah. So BM Harmon, is there a fly in here? Something keeps landing on my leg. Sorry. Bellefonte, Ohio, home of the shortest street in the U.S., McKinley Street. Oh, was Bellefonte? No, it was later when we saw the Warren G memorials. That was a different part of the trip. Marion, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No mechanicals or crashes or broken pinkies. Right?
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, did Rick ask if there was any?
No injuries this time.
Where am I?
I'm seeing this.
Oh, you're in the real time. Yeah, any mechanical crashes, broken pinkies. So 0 flat tires. So all of us being on gravel bikes on tubeless, I think, made a big difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I rode the rally this year, which was new for me.
How many flats did Aaron get? With
4 or
tube?
5, I don't remember.
4 or 5, plus a broken hub.
Yeah.
Well, I had a flat last year, right? At least one.
Yeah, nothing this year though.
Yeah, so no mechanicals, but we switched out bikes. Aaron was riding the Bombora. I was riding the Raleigh, so that was a big difference. You were riding the same bike, totally different setup, but the same bike. Brad was on the same bike, but he had a different setup using his Sugarloaf Zeitgeist in the front and his Sugarloaf in the front, Zeitgeist in the back by Swift.
We also had our bikes looked at right before we went, which we don't normally do. At least we don't normally do.
Don't speak for me.
I do. I speak for you.
I do test rides. I've always test ridden everything. So yeah, that's amazing. And so it wasn't just. So it was the 4 of us for most of the trip. we met up with the night before the last night with Albert and Micah and camped with them. And then Summit Perry, who jumped in here for a minute, I forgot to say hi to, and his wife, Kristen, right? Kristen?
His girlfriend, yeah.
Girlfriend, Kristen. Sorry.
And Otis.
And Otis. We met up with them and had lunch right where we met them. Albert and Micah rode home from there. They didn't need to grab lunch at that point. They were just doing a couple days. We needed to chill. We were getting it was super hot. Yeah, so, but nobody else we rode with had mechanicals either. And it was nice to have a Summit Perry lead out for part of the ride home, and Otis giving us a draft, after a long 5 days.
Last like 30-ish miles from Massillon when we were all pretty beat.
Yeah.
I do think that fresh blood really helped. So it wasn't just 4 people who were like, meh.
Yeah, it was, mentally with some more conversation, making conversation with people we haven't seen in a little bit helped. And then also having a draft doesn't hurt either,
On to day 3.
When does potty break happen?
Rusty was saying, can we talk about how silly that is, Westerville, northeast of Columbus? And looking at my routes, too, we went different ways both years. Like, we messed it up, like, completely. Mm-hmm. Like, one year we were on, like, more path. Like, one year we were on less path. Like, I still don't think I'd find my way through it.
No.
I don't think I'd be any better at it.
I'm just going to that.
Me and Large could take us on to day 3.
Moving along.
Did we miss? I think we're pretty caught up. Besides saying hi to Summit. Pudgy saying piddle break. Should we? What are you sipping on? Are you? Did Aaron bring?
Yeah, it is 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah. So I I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I have started to get like this downstairs space in order, and also get everything. So now I'm mixing. With the stream as I build it out, I was always making every video, like whether it was the intro, the new thank you video, the new piddle break video, on whatever drive I was working off of. And now my computer's upstairs and those drives are attached up there. So now when I'm coming down to stream, I'm bringing drives with me and all this chaos that I have going on. So today I got everything organized, and I was going to start to rebuild all new videos for like the thank you video, the intro video, the outro video. Then I'm like, no point doing that until I might as well just do them all from the ground up. So tonight's still the old videos. We do have some new members, and I did not write down their names to thank them, but this will hopefully be the last stream where everything's still old school and winter looking and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so everything, even with the overlays, I want to do like an update on all that, refresh everything. So here it is, the last time. Hopefully you have to watch this version of this video.
Hey, we are going to take a quick break right now. Grab yourself a drink, hit the restroom, smoke them if you got them. But first off, we do want to thank the members. On a small YouTube channel like this, the channel members really make a difference. They make it so we could do this with the frequency I like to do it and the quality I like to bring to the videos. It helps out a lot. So I appreciate the members. We have a few different levels, and you can check out that link in the chat right now or in the description of this video. Also, I know everybody has all kinds of little ways they get nickel and dime these days with subscriptions. So if you can't help financially, that's no problem. Go ahead and hit the like button right now. Let's bump this channel up in the algorithm a little bit. So we'll be back shortly. And one more time, thank you, channel members whose name you see on screen right now.
I want a tuna boat. I'll give me tuna boat.
be placing an
Yeah.
order from Broomfield.
All right.
Got the Kent Market, just so you know.
What is this? Oh, this is from our trip to Toledo.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So Rick said I should run a network cable to the basement. That's part of the plan. The internet actually runs through the basement, so it won't be a problem to do that. Yeah, I don't want to run on the Wi-Fi, like especially like when I have guests. So Aaron and like Large tonight, they could have their phones open. They're not going to affect the stream because I'll be hardwired in. I like to be hardwired in as a desktop computer still. So that's an excellent suggestion, Rick, and that's something that I fully intend to do.
Rusty, Tim did have a couple of water bottles with some red stuff in them, and he slept in a casket.
I had no idea where you're going until that part. Summit said he's going to get the baby head meatball. So the place we stopped at had a meatball that was, well, I didn't get to see it. What they were saying, it was like a pound of meatball. But
Stuffed with mozzarella.
yeah. Let's see if I can get this. There we go.
Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah. I had buffalo burger. When they were saying there's a bar around the corner where we were stopped, I was thinking Total Dive Bar, and it turned out to be like a really good little restaurant. Aaron went to find Ryan Hugh. BM, I guess we'll go with BM. Everyone gets nicknames for simplicity on the channel. Said, need daily summaries on how many dogs chased you. There must have been a lot of electric fences because we did have a lot of dogs that started barking, but they never got to the road. So
Yeah.
that was kind of nice.
Didn't actually get chased. We did get to pet a donkey.
We petted a donkey that was so happy with us, it tried to chase, to hang out with us.
Yeah, it, like galloped along with us when we tried to leave, and then, yeah. It
Yep.
was crying when we left.
Yeah, we'll have some video of that. And I think all of us took some video of that and photos. But that was on the day 3 route when we had the donkey chase. So Large Pet said I'm taking some photos, and then as we ride off, it ran along the fence like kicking and jumping and like joy, like
Yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah, like cheering us on, you know, or didn't want us to leave at all. So. Oh, Patrick was hoping I'm not changing the Tuna Boat song. That'll still be in there. I just want it to be summery, summer-y, and have it so I could easily add names if anyone joins. Look up the cow sills. Jay Dandy says Indian Lake when this is over. The real life Partridge Family. Huh. Yeah. Oh, Patrick likes seeing the snow in July with where he's at. Yeah. Tuna Boat's staying, don't worry. Tuna Boat is staying. Everyone's saying, I don't think I'm going to change any of the music long as I could find it all. So the Tuna Boat song, I know where it is. The intro one's going to take me a little more work to find that project. Premiere Pro is really interesting. It's only a directory, really, when you're editing video. The stuff's not actually in there. Like, it's complicated. And I'm sure Dylan would be able to show me how to make it do the correct searches and all that, but I just struggle with it. It attracts jackasses everywhere. We were, of course, the joke started like, look at that ass, you know, and all that kind of stuff.
I think Keith asked if that was the donkey that lives west of Mount Vernon, which I've seen a few people on like the Ohio Gravel Grinders site. There's one of those routes takes you up, and there's like a donkey on it.
Donkey.
Rick
Not too far
Urbanovsky
from
super
that
chatted
area.
$4.99.
So it might be
Rocky Raccoon checked into his room only to find Gideon's Bible.
That's a Beatles line.
The donkey may have been the highlight of my trip.
Rick super chatted a line from Rocky Raccoon, the Beatles song. It's funny to hear the British guy say that too, Rick.
But I think
Keith said, yeah, it's on OGG.
a lot of those country roads that we did on
yeah, that's good.
day 3 and 4, I think, were part of Ohio gravel grinders routes.
Yeah, we'll pull this up here. So we left Indian Lake, like the beginning sucked, which is not any fault of the route. There's just one road out on a busy 4th of July weekend, right? You know? So, but then as soon as we made this turn, like we were riding like we were riding on bike path. Like we could ride side by side. We could comfortably chat. Like pretty country. Is this where all the windmills were?
Pretty soon on it.
Yeah,
Maybe
so I have a bunch of pictures of that. Let's see, which way do I need to go? That was on the way to Cedar Creek. That was the place, the brewery that didn't have their own beer. Oh, I thought that wasn't full screen. Same with that. Yeah, so this is about right where I was just showing on the map, I think, right? Where we kind of broke off and it got chill.
Yeah, I think.
A couple turns later, maybe. But, like, this is what it was totally comfortable. Like, a lot of what Traveling Through has posted through Ohio and Indiana when he was on roads, or especially his Indiana video, it was just, like, totally chill to be out here on these roads. Yeah, it looked really cool. I mean,
I think we got passed by like 4 cars over like a
Yeah.
stretch of a couple of hours.
like you can see, I'm taking this photo from completely the wrong side of the road. Like, no worries. You know, with my good camera, you know, in my hand. Like an SLR in my hand and all that kind of well, mirrorless now, but
I've just looked up Donkey Marchetti, and this was not Donkey Marchetti.
no, we were out here when
Yeah,
we passed
they
the
look
donkey.
totally different.
Yeah. And you could see like cameras flat and everything, but it's not totally flat. There were a lot of long straight roads, but like nothing was super climby, but it was like enough rollingness that you need that to like give some interest, you know? This road, we were literally, I think, do I have the other photos that only, yeah. We are literally like our bikes leaned up looking at this river. Like this is where if you follow Large on Instagram, he took portraits of all of us standing with our bikes. Like this is a road we are literally hanging out on as a break to eat some snacks, take a leak, whatever. Like it's so chill that we were not worried about just like sitting in the roadway. Like
Yeah.
that's how like country-ish and like chill this route was, like through
It's a great expression, Ben.
what?
The expression he has in
Oh,
the picture.
Yeah, like Brad, like organizing, getting some food out, like. So yeah, that was like let's make this full screen. Oh, I forgot I have to use these. Would that be that little curve here? Now it's past there. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it looks like from the satellite it looks long, straight, and boring, but it was actually kind of pretty and entertaining. Like I said, like little, like there were like Amish farms and stuff, which I wouldn't have expected. Like I was saying earlier, like that little super chill road. Oh, that's here, where we were chilling, like where we were just sitting there, you know, on the road.
Someone didn't turn off their Strava.
Yeah.
Did you tell them about the baby?
No, I did not. And are we going to argue about this again?
We are going to argue about it. Well, I mean, unless Ben has realized the error of his ways.
So that would be somewhere in here, right? Like one of these little
Yeah.
Amish farms. So anyway, do you want to tell this story?
We're riding along, and we see a miniature horse, and it has a little cart behind it. And
Like
it's so cute!
Like a wooden cart, like
Yeah.
with wooden wheels, and it's a shaggy miniature horse, right?
Yeah,
It's
it was just quaint and adorable. And then it starts to go around the barn on the property, and you can see into the cart, and there's a swaddled baby there.
In the back of the cart, there was a baby just wrapped in blankets. What does Brad always papoose?
Yeah, papoose.
And not a newborn baby.
Wait, Pudgy knows about the baby.
The baby? What does that mean? So we're like, there's a human in the back of that. Like we're like yelling out, like me and Brad and Aaron are like losing our minds. So like, there's a baby, there's a human baby, and then there's the Amish house. Willis, let me. I think this might actually. No, it's not the one, but because that's where we got back on the bike path. So it was before that, but it doesn't really matter. But we passed the house and there's two women working, and they were like, not as much farm fields as like the gardens, right?
Yeah.
So then I felt like that we were like yelling and carrying on about this, like oh hey, like But then we're like, well, that makes sense. Like people put babies in like cars to make them fall asleep and all that, and it was fenced in.
And then Ben claimed it wasn't a baby, that it was a child. It was
Yeah,
not a child. You don't swaddle children, Ben.
We could let him speak.
No, not about this. We can't.
Ben doesn't believe it was a baby. It was a baby.
It was an old baby.
An old baby.
Moving along.
And then we got on the path.
So there was a path we didn't know existed. Oh, it starts right here, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so look at this, how you're just like, oh, wait, is that path? Yeah, whoops. What happened here? Oh, here. That's where we... What was the name of it? Well, you could see there's a railroad line all through here. What was the town? Marion. Tall grass.
Yeah, something like that.
So you're out in the middle of the country. It's beautiful, totally chill. And then this little straight part here is like a steep incline up to, there's a railroad bridge. You can see where the trail kind of ends. Well, you can't really, but you can imagine.
I don't even know why this isn't just a black screen. They could just imagine it all.
Yeah. But the kind of cool thing is, like you were saying, it almost like kind of ruined the view in a way. Yeah. But after a long day on road, some shade was nice and stuff too. So it's like a 50-50. But it is all like tree lined, even though you're in like this farm country, and all of a sudden you're in like this tunnel of trees. Like it felt like out of nowhere. And then we started passing a lot of bikes, like other people cycling out there, like chill recreational cyclists. And this took us all the way into, or did we go out back on the road right before Marion?
Just before.
Yeah. So
I think it was like 6 to 10 miles, but
yeah,
it was nice. It felt a little boring though, just being completely lined by trees, because you couldn't really see anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have rather, if I had to do it again, I'd stay on those just country roads,
like
unless it was like 100 degrees.
Yeah, if it was super hot, this would be a total relief. But you could have ridden like the roads that paralleled it, probably like this or something.
But yeah, it was fun.
I like it as something different. It changed it up. We had been on country roads for hours, and it was like a different, and passing other people again and seeing, I don't know. I kind of enjoy that. But you're right. It could go either way. Then we stopped here.
The brewery.
Oh yeah. So there's a Marion brewery, and they don't have food, but there's a barbecue joint across the street that they partner with. So you could take your beers over there, or you could order your food and bring them to the brewery. Newish small brewery. Beers were good, right? Let's see. Yeah, here. So Brad, Aaron, goofballs. Yeah. So then after we left Marion, we're back onto like chill roads? Yeah, we had to get out. We went through entering Marion. This town looked horrible.
Horrible.
Like we entered through must just be the worst part of town. And I'm not talking, Brad was like, I don't like this place. I don't like the vibe, all that kind of stuff. But I know that there's ways you could enter Akron that doesn't make it look nice, and there's ways you could enter Akron that make it look beautiful. And I think every town kind of has that. And then we kind of left through some of the nicer neighborhoods, and it was like, oh, there are some redeeming qualities here, So it was strange, but interesting to see. I was glad we saw the place. Oh, then yeah, it was country roads. And then we camped in.
Oh, yeah, and then we had to get into Mount Gilead.
So just that last section kind of wasn't nice, but everything else was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so literally right outside of Mount Gilead, they have like a little dammed up area. And just a small little campground, which is nice enough. we booked last and definitely got the most tight camp spot. And it was an RV an RV camp spot. So we had to set up our tents like in a weird way,
Yeah.
like really narrowly, but it was no fault of the campground. It was just booked out and we got the last spot.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that any of those campsites were designed to be tent camping spots.
No, but some of them just had space in these like
Yeah.
trees where you could set up like their fire pits were out in the off in the trees. We just got the last spot.
Yeah, and it's fine. I was
Yeah.
happy to have a place to sleep.
Yeah, and we did a ride over here in the evening. We rode down to the dam at sunset and everything, and it was really pretty. Me and Funny Brad rode back into town to grab some more beer for the fire. So yeah, all in all, like, knew nothing about Mount Gilead either, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Tim gave me a 10 out of 10 for my riding performance that day, too.
I did. They're saying Large Marge equals Burt Reynolds, Playgirl Centerfold. That might have been the sunset in the pond picture.
I think that was laying on the.
Oh, on the road. Yeah. Rusty said, let me guess there was a whole white baby bra.
We were like 3 miles from the house Rusty grew up in, going through Marion.
Were we? Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You'll get there, babe.
Ben
You'll
just
get there.
Ben just has that. I thought maybe Ben just had that information.
Yeah, he just knows where. He knows these things.
Oh, his best man owns Marion Brewing Co. too.
Oh, really? See, you're ahead of me. I'm trying to catch up.
I think it's probably his dad who.
Oh, yo, my best man owns Marion Brewing Co. with his dad. So I don't feel like I know I'm catching. Did you just say that right before me?
No, but Ben said that.
Ah.
And then I was starting to say that it was probably the dad who served us.
Oh, yeah, because
Thought that Aaron was a dude.
he
Right.
thought that Aaron was a
Well, it
dude.
was a dude. It's fine.
Ben went to get one more beer, and he tried to close out Aaron's tab, and he's like, "No, you're gonna have to send that other guy up here.
He'll have to sign.
He'll have to sign."
There were two groups of people in the brewery. There was us, and then there was this group of people who were going to a wedding or some
Clearly in
such
between
event.
like a ceremony and a reception, and like looking for something to do between them, right? When you say,
Yeah, I mean,
Dressed up,
yeah, like
nice clothes.
very
Us,
clearly
not
two
so
separate
much.
groups of people. There were two tabs. One was Aaron, one was Grace. So then Ben tried to close my tab. He couldn't close my tab. Dude said, send the other guy up here. And then I went and I was like, can I close? So Ben is clearly with one group of people. And then I went up there and they're like, and he was like, Grace? And I was like, no, Aaron.
Rusty said the dad's name is Tim.
"Yeah,
Oh.
a real
A
Tim."
Tim who doesn't know my name.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it must have been the dad, because I even posted a couple photos while we were sitting in there, and they got restoried or whatever on Instagram. But that guy hadn't pulled out a phone because those people from the barbecue came over and were like heavily all buying drinks, and he was really busy with them for a minute. So yeah, I assume it's the son who must have been off on that day. The other owner. That's awesome though.
Rusty's dude.
That's awesome that Rusty's best man
Yeah.
owns the brewery that we ended up eating at. Oh, that's cool.
It's a small world.
It is a small world, right?
Tim's gonna cry again.
When did I cry last? Oh, well,
When did you cry?
When he had Rick on.
when I had Rick on. Yeah. You've never heard about this? Let's keep it that way. I'll unlist that video as soon as I get off this stream.
Moving
Oh,
on.
Dylan said there's a really cool quarry in Marion. Like a swimming quarry? I assume that's what he means.
Rusty said,
Nothing cool in Marion
Yeah.
except Marion Brew.
And the barbecue place. We didn't go. Well, you went over. What did it look like? I didn't even get to see it.
It was good.
And then also the what?
I said it fucked.
The food fucked. We're after 10 o'clock. This is the rule here.
Oh, now we can use profanity?
Yeah, like 10 o'clock. I've told people 1 hour of keeping the leashes on, and then. Well, we didn't go to see him, but there's all those Warren G things, which I said to Funny Brad, I'm like, do you know Warren G's from here? And he's like, Warren G's from here? I'm like, Warren G. Harding. And then, of course, we sang Regulators. Yeah, let's get to day 4, right?
Yep.
This is an endurance test, huh?
It is. This is almost as hard as the bicycle ride.
A little longer than that.
And why is it all shaky?
Dude,
Wait,
are there still any viewers left?
Before you get to day 4, I have a question for you.
All right.
Are you gonna go for 1,000 miles in July again?
Oh, yeah. So we started with the trip starting on July 1st. We're already at what? I'm already at 350 or
380, I thought.
no?
I had 380.
Oh yeah, 380. Yeah, I had 380 miles on the trip. So I have 1,000 mile month, and it was last July. So I don't want to make that a goal, but
But it's
Bring
only,
up the Strava.
It's only July, what, 6th?
6. Yeah.
Yeah, bring up the stats, babe. Open the spreadsheet.
Really, you don't want to go on to day 4?
I just really like the spreadsheet.
Oh, Dylan said not a swimming quarry. Hiking trails to the edge. Currents have killed multiple people. Huh. Interesting.
Currents. Damn.
All right. So, day 4.
Ooh, PR.
Let's get this up on the screen.
2 PR.
So 75 miles, 6 hours of moving time. Again, I don't think that's accurate because I have auto pause turned off. 2,000 feet, which definitely felt like more climbing on day 4, right?
I don't really remember.
Well, we have the long, slow drag. There's one railroad drag. Sorry. Slow.
Where's that peak around? Just after mile 50.
Let's see. Get this.
Oh, yeah.
So what? We took a short amount of country roads, and then we got back to. Oh, this is still country roads, right?
Yeah.
Centers. Let's get it
I
here.
think that's that long gravel road.
Oh, we hit Grav. Yeah.
Passed by
some
that
drive.
guy pulling the boat.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. The guy blows by, so like, what, 100 miles an hour?
But it was.
No, that was on the last day.
No, yeah, that was in on.
I was with Albert when that happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice country roads.
Yeah, this is gravel, though. We hit a lot of gravel through here. Oh, look, there's a campground right there. We looked at that when we were planning,
It's
didn't
the
we?
Cocoxing.
Cocoa.
There are only
Cocoa.
2 Ks.
Cocoa.
Babe, there's only 2 Ks.
Frederickstown, we didn't stop or anything there, right? We just kind of rolled through.
Yeah.
And that's where we were going to ride through a minefield.
Oh, yeah.
A minefield.
The Owl Creek Trail.
Yeah, see,
Right there.
yeah, right there. Do you see how there's that connector?
Oh,
That's on
mining.
the-
Not a minefield. A mining field. A minefield would be
Minefield.
like World War II, like full of mines.
Yeah.
That's what the sign said.
But they were mining. This is
No,
a
they-
gravel quarry.
I realized they were mining, but the sign said it was a minefield. Did you read the sign? No. Ben, did you read the sign? Did it say it
I
was
did,
a
yeah.
minefield?
So, anyways, when we
Anyway.
Talking to you is a minefield.
planning this route, it had us taking this Owl Creek Trail. So
Yeah, so we're on this Owl Creek Trail. Yeah.
So right there, we would be going east. But
So it wanted us to go through this industrial mine. So these are closed. These things are fenced off. These are not pretty lakes. These are gravel mines that have hit springs, so they're full of water and they're fenced off to the public.
But at one point, it was a bike path, or bike/walking path. But now it's all completely private. So we get there and kind of didn't know what to do. Stopped to use a porta potty.
Yeah,
That was there for a house being built.
yeah, this little loop is because they were building a house, and so we were using the porta potty.
But it ended up being a pretty quick detour.
Yeah, so I was like, can't we just ride where the trail ends and go through there?
And that is exactly where it said it was, that there were mines.
A mining field.
That's not what the sign said.
So I wanted to ride through here. No one else did, so we went around and it turned out totally fine. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Yeah, we took the detour and didn't get blown up.
Yeah, we took the detour. We're still alive to tell the tale. This looked like it was going to be closed. Funny Brad was really worried in here. You couldn't see. It like drops. Does this show the... How do I make it do this?
I think you can click there. No? If you're zoomed out, I think it puts a dot where...
Oh, and you could drag it around. Whatever. This was a climb here. And then all of a sudden we're riding this road. And I'm like, did Large Marge just one of his water bottles fall over? And then I realized I'm getting sprayed with sealant. He had like a pinhole leak, but it sealed back up eventually. I just couldn't ride real close to him for a little while. Where'd we end up next? What is this place?
Then we went into Mount Vernon.
This is Mount Vernon?
Yeah.
Oh, and we tried to eat, but it was 4th of July and nothing was open.
Yeah. So we at the gas station.
Yeah, so after riding, we have a tradition of going to Stein Brewing. We've gone both years, and then also when we did Black Fork, we went to Stein Brewing. They weren't open. None of the restaurants. Then we're like, oh, there's a Mexican restaurant. They won't be closed for 4th of July. They were closed. So, yeah, we went to the gas station. They have a cool little, like a depot, like a trail side, where the trail's terminus.
Yep.
Where is that? Oh, here? Yeah. Ate at a picnic shelter. Oh, right here. Yeah. Ate at a picnic shelter. Then we were back on Ohio to Erie. What is this, the Mohican? No, Heart of Ohio?
Kokosing.
Kokosing. Yeah, the Kokosing. Kokosing.
Thank you for pronouncing it properly. For those of you who don't know, I went to school right around there.
Is this it?
Well, it goes right by the athletic complex.
That's
Like
the
right
ball
next
field.
Next to the trail.
What's this?
The ball field.
I don't think it is.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to
babe?
Kenyon.
You want to talk about it a little bit?
No, just...
Yeah, you do. Oh, here it is.
I don't think that's it.
No, that's not it either. What is this? There's a place.
Moving along.
So Aaron went to Kenyon. We went by there. We all pretended like we had never heard tell that about a million fucking times.
It's the best 4 years of my life.
I thought this was the best 4 years of your
Ooh.
life.
After graduating from Kenyon,
Yes.
Aaron ate a
Oh, that must be Danville right
Oh,
there.
is that...
Aaron ate a raccoon dinner in Danville.
Yeah, I went to the raccoon dinner in Danville once.
It's a
It was an
Danville
experience.
tradition.
It is.
The raccoon dinner.
So is this the long climb then? There's a railroad grade climb that's like, what, 3 miles uphill
Let me
and
drive
3
this
miles
bus.
down? Oh, yeah. So there it is. There's a little. So this looks steep. It's not. Like it says it's 1%. It's like all railroad grade.
That's the Holmes County Trail.
Holmes County Trail here. And then I decided that we said we were going to stop at this little picnic table down. There's this little picnic table down here. And we crested the climb, and I just decided to go like, what's the word? Balls out? Is that what the kids say? Full beans. Full beans. Yeah, so I went hardest gear, full beans, all the way down the descent. And then you're back onto roads, right? Oh, wait, that looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah, then you...
Rusty asked if the dudes from Walk the Moon went to Kenyon, and John Green.
I'm not familiar with Walk the Moon, but I just Googled it, and yes. Well, yeah, because he's way younger than I am.
And who's the Paul Newman is your dude, right?
Yes. John Green did go to Kenyon, as did Paul Newman.
Paul Newman's a salad dressing guy.
Oh yeah, the ranch guy.
Yeah, the branch guy.
He makes ranch. What?
Nothing. I'm hungry. Do you have any snacks?
Ooh.
Other than that small piece of cheese in a really big bag?
What is this? What's this little town?
John Green graduated 1 year before I did. We
Oh.
were coffee shop buddies.
John Green.
He's an author.
Yeah, then we met our buddies up in Millersburg at Millersburg Brewing, who were open until 7:30. We met around 5, had dinner and some beers. That's Holmes County Trail. Stopped at the gas station. Got filled up on water.
They recognized me from last year.
They did. Our waitress was nice. This little stretch here, as you can see on the profile, is how much does it say that? Gradient goes crazy. Yeah, you could drive.
Get the leader on this.
I am the leader. This isn't actually the
It
Best
hits like
way to look
18%.
at that.
It actually hits like
Yeah.
18%. Yeah.
19 and a half.
19 and a half is what you got on your Garmin at Wahoo.
Did we all PR?
Yeah, we all and it's like, so this is not part of the trail. There's just happens to be a campground over here that we really like, that we've gone to every year. We've somehow, funny thing is, no matter how we planned the trip, even reversing it, we've always ended up here on July 4th. And that pond, there's like, always go swimming in there. It's really pretty. 4th of July, like up on these crazy hills, but gnarly gravel climb. And so Erin has always ridden this on her Surly Pacer, and I've always done it on the Trek 500, so both on 32s. And this year we actually had the right gravel bikes. Erin's goal was to not walk it, but you still had to walk it to 19%, right, for a little bit.
Yeah, when I got
Cool.
super steep, I had to get off for a minute. But I was able to get back on, which I wasn't ever able to do on the Pacer. And I knocked, what, like a minute and a half off my time? Of
Yeah.
walking.
And then
So I can ride my bike really slowly, faster than I can walk a bike.
so our buddy Albert, who met us, Albert met us, and Micah, who did the Fool's Loop, who were on before. Micah was, but Micah and Albert did the Fool's Loop. They're the ones who met us at Millersburg and came out here. And so we camped out, had some beers, went swimming. In the morning, Albert said, he was like, last night I said I was going to do it again, see if I could do it faster. He literally, while we were packing up camp, got on his bike, rode back out there, and rode it again. Rode down and rode up it. I have some photos of what it looks like that give more indication of the steepness.
He
But,
had his bike already packed back up.
Yeah, so he had all his
Went-
camp stuff on there.
Went and did it again. And then while we were waiting for Brad to pack up all of his stuff,
He said,
before I loaded my bike back up, I went back and AJ came back. He took all the stuff off of his bike and we went down and rode back up. So AJ did it 3 times in the span of...
what was his reason for doing it the unloaded? Because then he wanted to see if he could do it faster, unloaded.
I don't know.
And Ben said he would lead him out. So here's a picture of what the true gravel road. This is not the steep part. Obviously, I can't take pictures on the steep part. I do have some video, I believe, of just putting the GoPro on the way up. But it's brutal. And this is the last little jump to get down to the lake before it gets totally crazy. So around there into the woods, it gets really gnarly. Like, it's where you're actually one of those kind of climbs where you have to balance yourself so you don't spin out. So it doesn't matter if you have an easy gear, like you still have to be balanced so you're not spinning your rear tire. This is the next morning on the way out. But these photos are from, I don't think this is the campsite, which is cool. I posted some GoPro photos on the Instagram what the lake is like. Did I only do that in the stories? Yeah. So just this beautiful little pond overlooking like on a steep descent. Totally awesome. Why are you still there? So where are we at with this?
Day 4.
What?
Let's see what everyone's has to say about these. But yeah, AJ riding that 3 times, twice in the morning is insane. You riding it again in the morning, I still think is stupid.
I regretted it.
And even so, the first little leg from the campground that's not part of that is all uphill from the pond. When I got on my bike in the morning just to leave the campground, not to do what they were doing, to try and ride the whole thing again for fun, I didn't enjoy it. You know, I mean, I enjoyed it because it's beautiful, but my legs were already tired out.
It was already super hot. And
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of Paul Newman talk in the chat.
Yeah, a lot of Paul Newman. Strava auto calculates moving and stop time. It doesn't matter what your computer records. Yeah, but I have Strava, so it turns off. I have the auto pause turned off because it's failed me before. It stays paused. And Conneaut, that pissed me off. That was my longest ride ever, and it didn't record all of it, so it lost like 4 miles. But Patrick said, is it just me, or does the stash make Tim look like BJ Honeycutt?
Who's BJ Honeycutt?
I don't know. You're going to have to Google that.
I'm the official Googler.
Yeah. Always have been.
Googling on the stream.
BJ
Everyone. So now everyone's cussing. Patrick said Pudgy is curled up in his sleep with his new bear claw in his arms. Yeah, and I think we are way out of focus, huh?
From MASH.
Oh, yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah. There you go. Never, not wrong. Yeah, so Thursday I think we'll get back, just do a normal stream and get into like Pudgy's Bear Claw, some of the other upgrades everyone's made, everyone else's 4th of July pictures and stuff like that.
Later, Dylan.
Dylan's out.
My neck looks so ropey.
Okay, didn't the dudes from Walk the Moon go to Kenyan? Oh, they're talking about the a lot of Paul Newman talk. A lot of
I'm not rich.
A lot of Aaron
Clearly.
making fun of me.
Cool hand, Rick.
All right, so
Day 5.
day 5.
Thank God. It's almost really as much of endurance required as the riding. We started at Turkey Hollow. We had to ride down the hill.
Oh man, all this again. I gotta
I
get
thought
it.
that's what we were doing.
I gotta get it up here.
Rode down the hill. Back to the trail.
So let's see. Yeah,
Met up with Otis.
I think we talked about the last day. Yeah, down the crazy hill, back out to the Holmes County Trail.
I don't think that's the Holmes County Trail.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
What do you think it is? Killbuck?
Butt squeak.
Holmes County is in 2 different spots, which is weird. It's an Amish buggy trail and a bike path. So when you're riding this section, you're passing, like, getting passed by women on Amish e-bikes. Amish e-bikes.
Yeah.
Amish women on e-bikes.
If you're slow.
Or whatever words the English language places those in.
Whatever words the English language places that in.
Yeah.
You're cut off.
The
Yeah,
Sugar
a
Creek.
lot of Amish riding
Amish.
bikes in general.
But then you get into super pretty country roads, very climby. There's one super climby hill, but then a crazy descent. What does it say? I'd be curious what I hit on that. What the GPS says I hit on that. 33? Man, I would have thought I was going faster than that.
But also, saying super
How fast
climbing,
did I go?
we only had, what was that elevation? Under 2,000 feet.
Yeah, just so some steep hills.
Yeah, some steep hills and loaded bikes.
Yeah,
It
loaded
felt
bike.
a lot worse than,
And day 5, yeah.
yeah. But,
But-
yeah, the scenery is just
It's
insane.
beautiful. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And then you're back on the towpath, and we're pretty much. Is that Maslin? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's Akron.
I went 29 miles per hour.
That's Maslin. And then it's just, 35 miles down the towpath, which we always ride. Oh, I don't have it on the screen. Ben, you're supposed to be the one.
get it together, man.
Yeah, so these beautiful country roads, like through Amish country in these tiny little towns. And then finally you connect in Maslin, then it's just towpath, what, all the way back home through Barberton here, Akron, Cuyahoga Falls.
And then Otis almost kills you
Yeah, in North Hill.
1 mile from home.
When Aaron has a temper tantrum. The end. Good
Oh,
night.
Aaron is disrespecting the live stream, Rick. I believe you're right.
How am I disrespecting the live stream?
So Pudgy said Amish e-bikes on women.
You need a tiny pinch now.
Amish e-bikes on women. So, okay, real quick to wrap it all up.
Let's wrap it up.
So one of the big things about doing any bike touring or bike packing is how did you pack? And would you pack that way again? Go.
Look to Ben first. Ben goes first.
Panniers, yes.
All 4?
4 panniers?
Yeah. Front and rear. I would also do bags again. Either
So you
either
learn
one is
nothing.
fine. They're both fine.
Did you
Run-
did the bike
run with-
ride different with the, like, I know you had the, what do you call the longer tail bag? Like,
Just a big saddle bag.
yeah.
Not really. It was a little heavier, having a little more stuff with the rack and pannier in the back, but I had it balanced out fairly well. So
AJ was kind of talking about those. Is there a name for the longer saddlebags? That style? I don't know. Bike packing. Classic now. What is a classic bike packing style bag? He was talking about the reason he didn't like it is because you have to really layer it. If you want anything in there, it's kind of got to be your camp stuff. You can't access it. It's, and I was saying with the Zeitgeist, it's kind of the same way. You don't want to open and close those on the road. But they have the side pockets, which is where I put all my food. So 3 of them I used for food because I'm running 2 Zeitgeists. Then the other one I used for the Brook saddle cover and the lock, things I have to pull out all the time, And I was happy with that. I did kind of miss the classic pannier with the center bag style because I have so many ways to arrange the compartments, and I could kind of keep stuff organized in that way. But what I did is the rear Zeitgeist became all my sleeping stuff, food stuff on the pockets because I could easily reach one hand back and get those. Front stuff was all closed stuff, and then a Ziploc bag with electronics. I rode with my camera bag on my sling bag, so on my back, so I could get it whenever I wanted. What do you think? Is there anything you feel you would do different over 5 days of bike touring?
Not really. I mean, I don't love how bulky my sleeping bag is, but, you know, as we've already discussed, I'm not Paul Newman rich, so at this juncture, I can't really afford a smaller sleeping bag. I mean, it's not absurd, but I wish it were smaller.
She doesn't have that ranch money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very funny.
I was happy going with just a sleeping bag liner, as you guys recommended, and a sleeping pad that took the place of the sleeping bag. And then my wool clothes, but then we got the freak 59, 58 degree night where I was freezing, you know. And
Yeah.
Aaron had to cuddle me to keep me alive.
I did. And I am a big baby about being cold, so once Ben called our attention to the coldness of a couple nights, I was like, it is not a good idea for me just to go sleeping bag liner.
Yeah.
So, I would have stuck that sleeping bag in a trash bag. That was silly that I didn't do that because I knew it was going to rain. But not really. I wouldn't, you know, I thought everything was pretty functional and what I needed to be accessible was accessible. Like you said, the things that I wouldn't really need during the day, I put it in the zeitgeist. Had some things that I might need in the side pockets, like the saddle cover, lock, I forget what else. And then I went fanny pack for the first time. I did actually like that.
Yeah.
I was always opposed from a style perspective, but you know.
Yeah, they're back. When I took out my clothes, I had a cotton T-shirt I didn't wear, and an extra pair of socks I didn't wear, and I was like, if we had gotten a second day of rain, I definitely would have used that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad about any of that. I had a camp meal I didn't eat, but I brought that for that emergency situation where we got to a campground late at night because other situations, say we were waiting out rain somewhere, whether it be a bar, whether it be a shelter. You know, first day we didn't need to wait out the rain. We were just getting soaked all through the beginning. So I didn't feel like any of that was frivolous. Yeah, I don't feel like I had a lot that I shouldn't have brought, and I don't feel like I didn't have enough of what I needed. Do you think that any of that, did you have anything you wouldn't have brought or you would have brought if you could go back?
Rusty said he's getting a ton of audio feedback.
Oh.
Are you sure that's not just my voice, Rusty?
I might have bumped one of them. This cord is going bad. What is the whoopee?
It was a whoopee.
I feel like I brought enough. Not too much.
Just right.
Oh, Lanky, what's up, man? Lanky jumped in.
Now I have to Google whoopee.
Yeah, let's Google the whoopee. Or should
Am
we
I
here,
going to regret this?
type it in on here so everyone can see the whoopee. I won't put it up live till you.
Whoopee.
Is this the whoopee?
Whoopee hoodie?
Woodland military poncho liner? Which one do you think I should click on?
Give me the mouse.
Oh, you found the website. Click down here on Real Browser. Now what you do up there will show up.
It's just a hoodie? But it packs small.
Kenny says it's a poncho liner.
We got the wrong whoopee?
Is this the whoopee I'm looking for?
Obsolescence has a whoopee. Kenny has a whoopee. What's up, Kenny?
What, everybody's got a whoopee and I've never even heard of it? Ooh, lightweight polyester insulation heating technology.
669.
They're saying this is not it.
I googled Wooby.
Wooby official.
Type in poncho.
Wooby blanket. No.
P-O.
What?
Punch.
Why didn't you just click one of those
P.O.
things that
P.O.
auto came up?
Will be poncho blanket.
Oh, the Wooby blanket. Different than the Wooby whatever we were looking at.
Like Chewbacca?
How small does it pack down?
Wooby is a blanket, basically, says Patrick.
Obviously, gotta see the Maryland flag version. So it
Trying to
packs
get
into this.
That blue moon Wooby.
There's a blue moon movie?
No.
There's a
Ooh, I could get a camouflage Wooby and hide from Tim.
With tassel.
Ooh, tassels.
Why is this one 70 and this one is 35?
Because hot.
It looks like it packs into a musette.
I have like 4 super light packs to nothing, says Rusty. Pudgy says there's a bluebie.
A Bluebee?
And Kiriatra.
Wait, this is Woodbine. So it's a term, it's not a brand. That's what they're saying.
I'm not sure that's what they're saying.
Oh, that is what they're saying. Ah, the Woodbine racetrack.
That is not it. Wooby, not
Kenny, I hope you
Woodbine.
never speak to him again after this. Take his coin away. Wow.
So everyone needs a Wooby. Abort. That's right. Anyways, it's been a fun debrief.
Has it? Has it, guys? Has it been a fun debrief?
Bluebee, Rick after a date. No. Am I allowed to laugh at that? That Woodbine, stupid. Kenny's been maybe drink a little too much of his own product, huh? Wiggies.
Woo. This is just...
Post some of this in the Discord, like with actual links, and then we'll look at these on Thursday when it makes sense.
There's Woobies, there's Wiggies, and
there's,
Woobies.
there's also,
What the?
there's also just the woo.
Discord is the perfect place to clear this all up.
Yeah.
And we'll get back.
Just go ahead and post links, guys. No more of this wooby woo, Woodbine,
Yeah.
Wiggy, whatnot.
Kenny asked if we lost Funny Brad. I think he's still roaming around Amish country somewhere, right?
Probably went back to see the donkey. Probably went back to confirm that it was an infant who was papoosed and not a small child.
Retort?
No.
Do you think it's a good place to end it?
I do, because I got to pee again.
Well, I have a piddle break video. I don't know if you're aware.
You
of
want
it.
to take another piddle break versus ending?
No.
Plus, I got to get home to my nuggets and hope they didn't poop all over the place again.
Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's a perfect place to end. Don't walk off.
Sorry, I'm really excited.
Anyways, Thursday will be more normal. I think we'll just do a wide open chat. Like, people posted a lot of cool photos, and we didn't even go to the drink pics, any of that. We got to talk to Pudgy about his bike. We should probably do a special stream about that. Have him on remotely, and do like a interview Pudgy about.
No,
the
we
Bear
should
Club.
have him come here and be on.
Well, if he wants to do that, he's welcome to do that. But
There's a guest room.
yeah, there is a guest room, Pudgy. But yeah, and that's what you said earlier. We kind of glossed over, but he was like, when we were coming through his part of state, he considered. He's like, oh, I should have just quit work and come ride with you guys. But
I mean, you should have, but I
yeah.
understand.
He also wanted to get his bike built up. I think that was part of it too. The timing of the bike and all that kind of stuff. All right. Yeah.
How do we end? Do we hug? Do we kiss? Finger guns?
Finger guns.
Smoke them if you got them.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
this time I'm
Fitzwater photo.